This is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Monday, February 17th. Today is President's Day, and so I do have a start for President's Day, just a patriotic piece that I wanted to start. And besides that, I don't really have a lot of life updates today. Baseball, and I'm pretty sure that's all. Last week was Valentine's Day, or Friday was Valentine's Day. We just had low-key ordered sushi because my son did have baseball practice, and we don't really do a lot for Valentine's Day anyways, since our anniversary is at the beginning of the month. So we just kind of go out to dinner one time between the two of them. So, and it was a relaxing weekend. We didn't have anything, just gymnastics for my daughters on Saturday. And then I think the rest of Saturday, I might have cleaned a little. The kids have gone in the hot tub because in Florida, it's a little cool today, but it's been fairly warm. And we have a pool and a hot tub, and they kind of go between the two, even though the pool's 70-something degrees. That's too cold for me, but they don't care. So it's entertainment and it wears them out. So that's all I care about. And I'm able to just watch them, and they all three can swim and kind of be on their own, but need to be watched still, but I don't have to get in the pool. So we've been doing that. Yesterday I stitched a lot. And that's about it. So I forgot downstairs my finishes, so I'm going to talk about them and show a picture. My kids are also off school today, so if you hear noise in the background, that's them entertaining themselves. I said I need to do a video, and then they can go in the pool. So my first fully finished piece, and I'll put a picture right here, is of Key to My Heart by Brenda Gervais, and I spoke about all the things I used in a previous video, which was all the called for colors. I used 36 count toasted almond by Fabrics by Stephanie, and I finished it on a piece of barnwood that I had previously gotten from Chantel at 141 Design Company. She had sold at a retreat some barnwood that she had, and so I have had that a white and brown piece for a long time, and I ended up using that. I used the red striped from the winter Creating Memories line from Tilda, which I don't know if you can still get it, but I have all three of the fall, summer, winter, and spring and summer lines, and just fat quarter bundles. It is the best fabric to use for backing, because I feel like no matter what the stitch is, there's some type of pattern that goes with it and the right coloring, or it's the right coloring for the stuff I stitch. So that was like the best thing I think I have bought. And I love Tilda fabric, which is why I bought it in the first place. But so then I used, just at the bottom, I had some twine and I tied it around in a simple bow. So that's my finish for Key to My Heart. Then I also had bought a frame, and this frame is this piece is 100 Ways by Plum Street Samplers. And I used the called for colors. There were a couple substitutions, and again, like either one or two videos ago, I talked about what those were. I did stitch it on 32 count with one strand, but I bought this frame from Michael's. And so all I did was I took my piece in and I told them how much I wanted to have showing. And so I wanted about 1/4 of an inch. And so we picked the frame. It is a frame and a fillet. So that little design, extra bead is an extra piece. But I just had them make the frame, and then I asked them to cut a piece of foam core to go inside, and that's what I mounted it on. So that was this piece. And then my last fully finish is oh, what is it called? Peace and Goodwill. It's right here, or right here, by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. And I finished that at Christmas time, and I had bought the frame from Hobby Lobby. Again, same thing. I had them make the frame for me, cut the foam core, and then I was going to mount it. And I hadn't mounted it yet. And it's just been sitting here, but when I was doing 100 Ways, I had planned to also mount that one as well. And I also am glad I did it because from the new releases that are coming out from Brenda at Market, she has 2 new Quakers. And so she has one called, I do not remember what the spring one is called, but it's like a spring one, and I'll put a picture right here. And then she also has another one coming out called Liberty, and that's right here too. And those go in the series. So that I have the first one, which was Feels Like Fall, and that's a fall inspired. This is Peace and Goodwill, which is like winter, Christmassy. And then the other 2 are like a spring and a summer. So that kind of rounds out her Quaker series. So I was excited to get that finished. Oh, and also on Peace and Goodwill, again, all of this is in previous videos in much more detail, but I did post a picture on Instagram as well, sharing that the house, all I did was change it to wood rose, and wood rose is the pink, and it's already in the pattern. So you don't have to buy any extra floss. If you buy all the called for, I just subbed it's like a yellowy gold for the pink to make the house pink. And I actually have it downstairs. I was taking photos, and then I just left it kind of with my other Valentine's things, and it blends in because it looks Valentine-y with the pink. And there's pinks and reds in it, which kind of go with my other decor. So those are all my fully finished pieces. And then I also had one finish. So I did share last week when I did my video that I was starting this, and I realized I didn't really tell a lot of details, and I didn't figure that out till after I posted the video. But so Tara Sullivan from Sully Stitches, for the Super Bowl, she was hosting what she was calling a stand-up bowl. And basically the rules were to pick a stand-up type of stitch. So some of the choices were to pick, like you'd pick a Stacey Nash, one of her animal crackers, or Teresa Kogut has a few stand-up Santas. I know Lizzie Kate has ones. So you could pick whatever type of stand-up you wanted to. So this is the one I had picked, which is Maggie May. And I've had this since last year. I believe I was going to go try to look. I'm pretty sure this came out at Market last year, which also made me happy because right before the following year's Market, so Market's coming at the beginning of March, I like to try to squeeze in a couple finishes, one at least, of something that I bought from the last year. So last year, you will remember, and this has nothing to do with this piece, but you'll remember during Market weekend, I was trying to get done, and I did accomplish it, my Channing Street, which had come out the previous year. So I was happy to get this done. I only did Maggie. I didn't do the little radish. I might go back and do that, but that's not really a priority right now. And so I did finish her. And also last week, I was talking about how I felt like I was in a stitching slump. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to stitch, but I was like kind of not motivated. This was the perfect medicine for that. I had so much fun stitching this. I could not stop. I started on Sunday and I finished on Thursday. And I was not stitching like all day long on any of those days. I did stitch, well, Sunday night is when I started it, and I think I stitched for maybe 3 hours. And then I stitched Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Each day, maybe Thursday I stitched more, but the other days, maybe an hour, maybe 2. It was more on the out. I mean, I haven't really been during the week stitching a lot because we've been busy. But it was so much fun. I could not stop, and I just wanted to get her done. So I did use 36 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax. This is I love this color. And it's a really good color to do the animal crackers on. I know this one in particular was Suede by Needle Bling, which it's very close in color. It's a little bit darker, but I did know I wanted to have not a dark, but I wanted it to be a little darker so that this wasn't like such a stark contrast, although I am going to cut pretty close. But I'm going to have this on the back. And I used all of the called for colors. And what I did on this one, again, I used what was in the on my floss ring to change the colors. And the only thing I changed is I changed the sweater was yellow. So I didn't even end up using the yellow, which is Schneckly. I made the sweater sanguine, and I used a red pear, which was also in it, for the kind of the detail. And then I used the light pink for the shoes too. I love so much how it turned out. I kept the dress the same, which is gray by Weeks, and Teal Frost are the little flowers. So cute. I cannot wait to read the directions and bravely create this into the little stand-up. I have never made one of these, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I want to do it, so I'm excited. And I wanted to, I love pink. As you can see, I have my pink sweater on. I wanted to change her so that she could go in some of my stitching boxes, like when I go to a retreat or when it's sitting next to me. And right now I have the pink one, which it's kind of like springish, but I also have one that is strictly pink. So I'm excited to have her done and to fully finish her. So more to come. I don't know if it's going to be next week that I'll have her FFO'd or not, but we'll see. But I would like to do some more animal crackers in the near future. All right. Okay, for my whips, I did not work on this week. However, I did want to show it because I had forgotten it downstairs last time. But I did start this piece. It is very big. It's very pretty. I was inspired by a friend. She was starting it and showed it, and I loved it. I have loved it for a long time. This words intimidated me, and so that's why I just never picked it up. But then I saw on Instagram Audrey from Stitch Stitch Bead, and she showed it in her most recent video too. She was working on it, and the flowers in the border are just so pretty. So what I ended up doing is I ordered the kit from Kathleen at Cross Stitch Antiques, and it came with all of the 103 silk, which I have in the plastic container I showed from Amazon last week. And then it came with 46 count vintage pecan butter by Lakeside. I've never used 46 count, so this is my first 46 count, and this is where I got to, which is not a lot, but it is a lot. I definitely have to be, and this is why I haven't pulled it out anymore, because I was working on Maggie May and then some other things that were a little bit easier to see. I can see this no problem. It's really, honestly, if you can stitch on 40 count, 46 is not, in my opinion, that much smaller. It is very small. And the Lakeside 46 is nice to stitch on. It's not like too heavy or anything. But I knew I wanted to use either 40 or 46 with the 103s, and she had a piece of she had the kit with this. This piece is also very big, so I also knew I wanted to stitch with 40 or 46, not on 36. So I will get back to this, and I have another, well, Sarah Stewart Hardiman would be another reproduction, similar idea. I have another in my I want to start soon, same vibe of where it's the antique reproductions. And to me, I feel like you need, or for myself, let me put it that way, I need to be in the right mindset to stitch it, because it's not necessarily like a pictorial scene. It is, but it isn't. I feel like I need to be more focused and or just in the mood to stitch on an antique versus a Brenda Gervais or a Plum Street sampler. So those, and they're also much larger than some of the other pieces I have going. So I kind of am thinking of putting some of those that I really want to work on. My two that I'm still getting from the attic, Jessie Challenor and Susan Steele, I think. I can't remember now. It's the one from Mama Loves You GB. Both of those to me would fit in that category. And so I'm going to put those in a different basket to when I'm ready to be stitching on something like that. I can pick one of those up and have that kind of in my rotation. So that's a whole nother story. But I'm also have been trying to like loosen up the plans and to try to help myself to not feel so like pressured that I have to work on this. And that's kind of been helping too. Not that I really had any super specific plans, but it seems to be helping kind of get me in the mood to like what to stitch on. So the other thing I worked on, which the majority of my time was spent on Maggie May, but I also had worked on a little bit more on the Caroline's sampler pouch, and this is the part I had started on. And so I was able to get some more of the flowers at the top and then keep working on the roof of the house. So I have this next to my chair. I'm going to keep going on it. These are the really pretty colors. I would like to get this done sooner, just so that I can finish it into the pouch and then use it to put my hoop in and take some stuff with me. I am going to, or just have around at my house, but I am going to Hobby House in April to the Plum Street Heartstring Sampler Retreat. And so I kind of want to get my Maggie May done, maybe get that sewing pouch done to carry my things and then to kind of have some extra things. Because I feel like when I travel, I never really have any types of show and tell because it's hard to travel with things. So I thought, well, that would be something useful, and then it could be like a show and tell item. Okay, this is my last piece, and I started this on Friday. Ended up restarting it this morning because I wasn't liking the colors. But what I'm talking about is Plum Street Samplers Liberty's Welcome. This is really large also. I'm stitching it on 40 count, Maritime White by Lakeside Linen. And although the picture is gorgeous, when I I had bought the Vicki Clayton silks, which are very similar to the NPI, and the NPI might be a slight bit brighter than the Vicki Claytons, but I felt like the colors were a little darker than I was thinking they were going to be. So this was my original start. And that's like the top corner. And this is like a very dark red, and this is outlined in a dark red. I felt like it was really dark. And I am using the color conversion for American Sampler House, which is also by Plum Street, that Carrie Tiger Lily had brightened the colors up. And so I'm using Carrie's conversion for that piece. And so this is not the same colors, but I did kind of go off of how she had brightened it up. And these are all silks that I had. A lot of them are Belle Soie. There's a couple Gloriana, and then I did have the NPI, the actual match for the roof. But I just wanted to brighten the reds up. And so this is how far I got kind of on my restart. So this red, it's still dark, but it's Cinnabar by Gloriana. And I feel like it has a little bit of a brighter. And then this, although it looks kind of pink, it's a Red Fox from Belle Soie, which is this. So I'm liking the colors more, and I think it's going to be, for me, more enjoyable. So I'm going to keep going on this today. And if I am enjoying stitching on it, I'm going to try to stitch on it for a few more days. And then we'll see what happens. But I am glad that I did brighten the colors a little bit, because I really like that piece, and it's really big. So I wanted to love the look of it. All right, so that's what I have been stitching on. Now I'm going on this Flosstube and I have no notes. So we're just kind of flying by the seat of my pants today. The giveaways, that's not where we're at yet, but I wanted to just mention the giveaways from the past 2 videos. I am working on getting those mailed out this afternoon, or they'll go out in tomorrow's mail, but get them all finished, packaged up, and get those out the door. And I do not know what had happened the last time, or with that one video. I did get emails this week with responses. So either I hadn't got any emails, or I never even said the winners' names. I don't really know what happened, but it's neither here nor there. I now have the names. All right, so let's go over well, this is like 2 plans, and then I have some haul. So the plans, again, very loose, but I in the midst of working on the big piece, which is Liberty Welcome right now, and then I have some other, like, I want to keep working on Floral Motif Sampler, but some of my other bigger pieces, and this is kind of like what I'm working on leading up to market, because when market, after I get the things from market, I feel like it's going to be drop all the things and start all of the new things, which is perfectly fine with me. And so one of the market releases is Audie's Pink House. And this I actually had received, or I bought it. It was an exclusive for Sampler Guild of the Rockies. And I want to say it was for, their anniversary. I got this in 2023, and I just haven't stitched it. So I have it as a little kit, and this is coming out at market if you are interested. But I thought it would be fun to go ahead and get it started. So I have they sent with it a little piece of fabric and the thread that I need for it, and then it has, I think the green is, what is the green? Loudon. I'm pretty sure this is the grass, so there's a full skein for that. But I have this. It's not very big, so I'm thinking about going ahead and getting this started. And I did the math and everything, and it actually fits on one of the pieces that Chantel designed for market. Right now, she designed it for Teresa Koget's her seasonal piece, but this will fit on the one, this is on 36 count. It'll fit on the piece that you can put the 40 count Teresa Kogut stitch on. So, and I'll put a picture right here of what I'm talking about, but I pre-ordered that to put this on. So that's also kind of why I wanted to go ahead and get that started. So that's in the near future, and it's kind of replacing my Maggie May of a small. I also still have the two Samplers Not Forgotten pieces that were my Whip Go pieces that I can be stitching on. And then this was the other big piece that I was talking about, another reproduction that kind of is in the big need to focus reproduction. It's not like a pick up and put 2 stitches in, because these flowers are very, very intricate. But I kept seeing people stitching this, and it came up and someone had finished it, and it's so pretty. So I ended up ordering the 100. I had the chart already as a PDF, and I just never started it. But I ended up ordering the 103 silks, which are gorgeous, for it. And I had a piece of 30 or 40 count buttermilk by Color and Cotton that I've been looking for the perfect piece for. So I want to put this on here. So that's just in a bag when I'm ready to start on another reproduction. And they're like, no rush, no timetable. Just have, and if I feel in the mood to stitch on a different one, then I'll pull something out. But I would like to get this started soon, just to kind of have going. And let's see, what else do I have? I also, and I think I forgot to talk about this last month, I am in the Actufactum, I think that's how you say it, fabric club with Willow. I'll put it right here, what it's called. I already forget the name and I didn't bring my phone. I want to say it's Willow Garden Quilt Co. or something like that. It's in Canada. But these are the fabrics we got for February, and they're so cute. And I didn't realize this, but Sean Periwinkle Stitcher, she mentioned that if you are in the club, you have access to an actual project to make with these. And so I did look up what I figured out how to get on there, and I did look up what the project for this month is, and it's to make a star with these. So I might try my hand at that. I still need to get myself in order to stitch on or to get my quilting going. I haven't figured out how that's fitting into my schedule, but I have lots of quilt projects to work on. But I'm excited to get those fabrics because they're really cute, and have them. And I might just make project bags with them. I'm not really sure. All right, I did also break down. I'm trying not to buy project bags, but I couldn't help myself. This is from Christy Crosshatch Quilts. Love, love, love this fabric and her bags. So I had to get that. I also bought, after watching Jules Darling, she was stitching on other black samplers. I had to order something from 123 Stitch, and this was on 123 Stitch, which after I bought the booklet, I realized I also have it as a PDF. But I personally like the booklet form better. And so I had ordered the silks, and it recommended 2 different colors, and I just bought them both because I thought at first you needed both of them, but actually you just need one of them. So one is a little bit darker and one is a little bit more like kind of muted, and I like the muted better, which is 774. So I would like to work on this at some point. And I bought from Number 12 Stitch Co. some fabric. And if I move this way, I have started the process of organizing my fabric. All I've done so far, and I did have to go buy some more bins because I have a problem and 5 bins was not enough. I just stacked the fabrics in them so far. So I have like just divided them by count. So I have all the 36 together, all the 40 together, and then I have half of one is 32 and the other half is 28. But I have way too much 36 that I needed another bin. But it was nice because I have started stitching more on 40 count, although 36 I feel like is my like speed stitching. I can stitch very quickly on 36. 40 is, I can do it, but it just takes a little more time. But I don't have a lot of 40 choices. And so if I'm kitting something up, a lot of times I do like to use the called for, but I have been either trying to pick ones I have, which I do go and see if I have it at first, or something close, but I didn't really have a lot of 40 choices. So from number 12 Stitch Co., and she is on Etsy. I did order a few from her. This is Aged Flax, which this is a really good neutral color. Old Lace. These are all 40. And also Cereal Starter. And I have Cereal Starter in 36 also. So I was glad to get those. And I did order some more fabric I'll show in a minute. I also, and I was watching Brenda and Laura this morning, and I saw Brenda got one too. I did order and get the new case from Hobby House. This is the Winterberry that fits the modern Patoki stand, Velky Patoki, which I do have that stand. I don't use it a lot. However, I am interested in taking it to Hobby House to set on the table and try to work on doing the two-handed stitch. I have a different method I use. However, I have tried, but when I've tried to use the stand, I'm always like using a lap desk or something. So I have never taken it to a retreat where it's sitting on the table, and I really want to do that. So sorry for knocking that. I wanted to get this. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. This is this tray. You can, like Brenda said, you don't have to have the stand to get the case. And put this in here. You can put just projects at the bottom. It's very big, and then put other stuff in here. But I am going to bring this to Hobby House and use it to definitely put the stand in, but I thought it would be perfect, and then it will fit right in your suitcase. And it's really nice to be protecting your Patoki also. So I was glad to get that. And the color is absolutely beautiful. All right, I did get some more fabric, and I'm with Brenda. I'm trying not to buy fabric. However, some of these I couldn't resist. So I did find at a store some pecan butter from Lakeside. This is 36 count. So I picked that up. This was the fabric of the month. This is Treasure Map by Color and Cotton. I'm going to need some more of this. This is an awesome color. So I'm looking out for when she posts more of that, because I'd like to get that in 40 count. And then this was a pre-order I had placed with Color and Cotton and Cream Puff. And I have this, and this is what I'm stitching my Never Let You Go on. And this is also really good neutral. Like every color I feel like we have been, and here's specifically these two colors like next to each other. So Treasure Map is definitely darker than Cream Puff, if you have Cream Puff or no. But oh my gosh, her neutrals that she has been coming out with lately are awesome neutral colors. I also, Victorian Rose Needle Art, she was having a sale for, maybe it was the Super Bowl, and I bought a couple of these cute pouches. I thought I bought more, but apparently not, because I was going to use these as table gifts, but I only bought 2, so we'll see what I do with those. I was in her 5 skein Belle Soie Club, but since getting into the Just Stitching Ink monthly club that is like through coloring classic color works, I ended up getting out of this one, but this is the most recent of that one. So this one I ended up getting out of the club, but I am in the other 3 skein club, which I showed last week. And it is Just Stitching Ink. And she wanted me to say that, or not, I wanted to come back and let you know that you can still get into that club. And I already took my silks downstairs because I used some of them in my new project. But this is, I don't want to show my address. This is the store, and you can still get into that club. And it's for the Belle Soie silk, and you get 3 skeins a month, and she sends you an invoice and you pay. But that club is still open. All right, so from back to Victorian Rose Needle Art, I ordered a couple in her sale, some linen, 40 count again. This is from Kitten Stitcher Wabi Sabi, and this is Cookie Crumb, another really good neutral. So I'm excited for like some of the market stuff to come, to maybe start on this or go through my patterns, which that's been kind of fun to go through and see what else I have. This is Through the Looking Glass by Tabby Cat, and this is 40 count. And this is what Audrey is using for her Sweet Humility stitch bead. This is the fabric. So this is a really pretty, like, kind of white cream. And then with Victorian Rose, I am in her Seraphim Club, which I believe, no, I don't. There's either like one more, I think 1 or 2 more months, and then that club is done. But this is Winter White by Seraphim. And then also Time Goes By Seraphim. So both of those were from my club that she was just shipping. So I will get all those put away and those were both 36. So I have quite the stash of 36 fabric, and like I said, just looking as I find pieces of 40 count that I love, or 36 pieces that I can get in 40, have been just kind of collecting. And it's nice, like I said, for instance, I had the Margaret Ferguson by Hands Across the Sea. I already had that piece of color and cotton, and then I just needed to buy the floss. So I have lots of pieces of fabric I want to use. I just need to find the right patterns to go with the fabric. All right, so let's see. I think that is all. I did get one piece of Happy Mail, and this was from my sweet friend Carol. She was going through her silks, and she sent another friend some other silks, but she asked if I was enjoying the 103s. I said yes, and so she sent me a whole bag of 103 silks that she wasn't using. So I am going to be finding a contraption to put these in. Or actually, I have an idea. I need to get it. I forgot what I was going to do. I'm in the process of organizing the floss and the fabric. So the fabric I put in these. The floss, I bought one of those 10 drawer towers, which is still in my car, from Michael's, and I'm going to put over-dyed. So all of this right now is my over-dyed, and then I have some in other places. So to get it all in one place, I'm going to get that organized and put that in the 10 drawer. And then these plastic drawers, which are from Michael's, I'm going to put the 103s in. so that I can find them and put them in numerical order. So I have lots of projects to work on. I just need to find the time to work on the projects. Okay, so I do have a giveaway. I also wanted to remind and mention that Chantel at 141 Design Company, I didn't watch the video the other night, the live. She might have one more video showing new market things, or she might be finished. Like I said, I didn't watch to see what she said. However, you can still go to her website and she's posting the new releases that she's going to be buying at market. You can pre-order them and you can use the code Sweetwater and that will get you free shipping only on the market pre-orders. But that includes there's some wood pieces on her market pre-orders too that you can get. And so she has the Teresa Kogut piece I mentioned. She also has the Brenda Gervais Hop into Spring. It's called the Frilltastic Board, and that goes with the Brenda Gervais piece. That's on her website too. You can purchase that for pre-order and get free shipping. So use the code Sweetwater and head over there and see what charts you need from market. And like I mentioned too, this is on, this is coming out at market if you're interested. It's so cute. My picture, it's kind of hard to see, but the house is pink. It's really pretty. And my friend Katrina is who stitched it. So, and I didn't know this, but I was watching Karen and Bren from Fox and Rabbit, and Katrina is who named the pattern too. So I thought that was cool, but it's so pretty. So like I said, that's on my list. All right. So for this week, I am not going to stitch this, but I did at one point start it and then I kind of gave up on it. But I have the entire, I don't have the embellishment pack. So you would have to buy that if it's available still, which I think it might be on 123 Stitch. But I've seen a lot of people, oh, and I do have some notes on it. So I'll erase what I wrote except for the pen marks, but the chart is all here. So I've seen some of my friends, they are stitching this chart, Things Unseen by Lizzie Kate. And I bought it at one point to stitch it, but now other things have caught my attention and I thought, well, I'm going to give this away. So if you want to join some of my friends who are stitching this, you can also stitch it. It was a mystery. So it came out in 3 parts. I do have all of the chart parts to send to whoever's the winner. But I wanted to offer this up as a giveaway. So in order to enter the giveaway, you do need to like the video, be a subscriber. You do need to live in the US, and then leave a comment with the word Lizzie, Lizzie. So use the word Lizzie if you're interested in this chart. And again, it's the charts. I don't have the embellishments, but I do have all of the charts. So that is the first giveaway. So that's use the word Lizzie. Then this is another, let's see. All right, here's 2 more. 2. I did not plan this very well. Yeah, we'll do 2 more. Okay. So the first one, so that's the first one, and use the word Lizzie. Then for the second one, this is now available. It was an exclusive to Annabella's. This is from Teresa Kogut, and this is called Honey. And so you will win the chart, and I bought all of the DMC. And I think there's one Weeks Dye Works and one Classic Color Works, so you'd have to buy those. But it's the chart and all the DMC. And this is not an exclusive anymore, so you can purchase this. It might be in a book. I don't remember, but this is the chart. and the floss. So use the word honey. And then for the last one, this was, I want to say, this is from 2023. And I think this was the Yarn Tree exclusive. But this is Stitcher's Retreat House by Pansy Patch Quilts. And if you are interested in this, use the word Stitcher. So Stitcher for this one, Honey for this one, and Lizzie for the Lizzie Kate one. And that'll be the 3 giveaways for this week. So I have been going through my stash again, and so some of the charts, a lot of them are from my stash, just charts I feel like I'm not going to get to, and that's okay. I love them, but there's just so many things out there. There's no way I could ever get to them all. So that is this week's episode. I hope you guys have a great week. Get lots of stitching in. I am trying my hardest to be better at posting on Instagram. You probably saw those couple fully finishes on Instagram because I realized I haven't been posting the fully finishes once they're all done. So I'm trying to be better at posting on some photos as kind of a way to go back and reference if you're looking for something. So until next week, have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.